everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Hope you had a great week. Today we're in the world of Nordhaven and we're building a retro furniture shop. You might see all of these items stuck out at the side here, and that is actually CC. So this is like my first ever build using CC. I've never used CC before for The Sims 4, but today we're gonna do a build with custom content. So the CC packs that I used were the Retro Revival kit and the Retail Essentials kit by Sims Pancake CC. They reached out and kind of said, hey, would you check out my CC? And I said, sure. So I did, and yeah, we're gonna build with it. And I thought it was great to mix both of their little CC packs, the Retail Essentials and the Retro Revival, and create a Retro Revival furniture store. So using the Retail Essentials as well, because there's some really cool items in there, like different shelving, and there's also this rug that allows you to set larger items for sale. Like furniture and things. Also, this little pop-up that you might see popping up on the left-hand side here, that's something new with the build and buy mod, better build buy mod actually. The version 4.0 released, which now has a swatch picker, which is actually quite handy having it over there. Twisted Mexi is kind of innovating there and adding in some new features, which I think is really neat. Sometimes I forget that it pops up though, and I still, go through the catalog way of picking swatches, which I'm probably still will, but I have used the little pop-up thing on the left there as well. So yeah, just in case you're wondering what that is. So the build took shape pretty quickly. I wanted it to kind of fit in with the world of Nordhaven here. So I kind of put together 3 different buildings. So we are using the new glass walls, and then the curved bit is also all glass. Though the game does something weird with that. Maybe you will see it, maybe you won't. But when you're like moving around a lot, the object hiding is very visible with curved walls, to the point where like the fireplace kept disappearing, and a lot of the chairs and the lamps and everything that I had in those curved spaces would just kind of flicker in and out. But it was also doing it in the whole like little apartment area too, where like the kitchen would go missing too if I look through the windows. So yeah, I don't know. I have to see if I can like tone that down a bit, because I think it's a bit aggressive. I'll have to see if there's something in there. I know like in past games you used to be able to like toggle it on and off. But I don't know if that's the case for The Sims 4. I really haven't done my research on that, but I've noticed it's been really aggressive lately. But it's mainly with curved walls, though. It doesn't seem to happen with the regular, like, square walls. So, I mean, it could just be the glitchiness of curved walls, too. So, I mean, they are kind of glitchy. So, yeah. We are building little entryways into the apartments, which are going to be on the upper floors of the furniture shops. There are actually 2, which is neat. One's going to be black and white is what I'm going to call it, and the other one's going to be just pure white, an apartment. And we actually use a lot of the CC retro furniture. And of course, if you want to support Sims Pancake CC, I will link the CC kits in the video description below. That way you can go check them out and grab them from their Patreon. So yeah, cool stuff. I really love this full-length mirror and just the wallpapers and everything. I kind of grabbed everything that I could find, because even though you can show custom content in the catalog, there's no like nice easy filter or like a little section that could just show all the CC you have. So you kind of have to like scroll through and pick everything out. So that's why I spent the time doing that and put all the objects at the side to use, because I'm just like, if I do this during building, it's going to take a really long time to do, and I'm going to be spending so much time trying to find stuff between both CC packs that it's better for me to just pick it out ahead of time. So we are laying out the furniture shop now, and I kind of wanted to be like living room stuff mainly. So we have some little like displays and the curved bits, and then the little squares you might see on the floor surrounding like the love seats there. Those actually are invisible in live mode, so you won't see those, but those love seats there that are like 3 in a row there are actually for sale. So your Sims will actually buy those, which I think is pretty cool. We also have these little like elevated bits, which I'm pretty sure allow the items to be for sale as well, because they do snap there to those little like platforms where you can see like the 2 chairs there in the center, and then also up by the little checkout area there. I guess like that little like one with like the curved chairs. You might see it later on, but yeah. The lights are not for sale, but they're just there to kind of make it look like you could buy them. There's no real way to mark those for sale. So, the plants also, I believe, are for sale in those shelving units, which are really nice. By the way, I like the little down light in them. And then the plants are also really cool. I just love how they look, especially the smaller one. It's really cute, got a really cute pot on it. So, and then of course there's wall art, which is actually really cool because the frame and then the actual art piece is separate. So you can kind of customize it a little better. You can have the frame be all different colors and stuff like that. There is also the ceiling sign thing, which I only used one of those. I didn't use the longer one, but I did use the shorter one and kind of put a little poster above the little like display area. And I'm just grabbing some items to move those up into the apartments for items that I do want to use. And now we are figuring out the black and white apartment. I have to say this one is probably my favorite one. It also is the one that actually the game let me mark as a proper like residential only public area kind of thing. The other white one for some reason was being weird. I don't know if it was my game though. It could very well have been my game, but I couldn't set any of the rooms for that particular white apartment as like private or residential, so it's all public, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I did my best when I did kind of zone it out. Originally I was going to do colors up here and kind of like mix this green and orange and make it very fun and vibrant, and then I thought, whoa, black and white, we're going to do black and white. So we used some base game cabinetry for the kitchen, and a lot of the CC items as well. There is also a shelving unit or a wall shelf that kind of looks like the Home Chef Hustle ones, but it's separate, like it's individual, so you can space them out as much as you like, which is also very nice. And then there's another variant of a shelf that came with the CC kit that also I put over like by where the dining table is in this particular apartment. So really nice stuff. There's this really cool coffee table and little area rug. And then there's this lamp that we'll place a little bit later, but it's a floor lamp. But I did use it downstairs as well, but with the curved walls there, it disappears. But we will put it in this apartment as well, and I went for a black swatch. There's also curtains in a bunch of different sizes, which I kind of used here to kind of create like, they kind of like slid on one giant rail, and they were like open, but like not all the way open. There's also a fruit bowl, and this little like tea kettle thing with some mugs. And then I'm just using the kitchen clutter kit to put some clutter on the shelves. So I use a bunch of different packs for this particular build. And if you do want to grab this build on the gallery, here is the gallery listing. So I used 11 packs in total, combination of expansions and kits, but all in all, not a lot considering, but the main focus is the CC. And again, I will link that down in the video description below so you can go grab those items to have it in your game. The gallery listing will also indicate that there is custom content and that it's modded essentially. So there is that little blue wrench there, which indicates that. So yeah, but it's a 30 by 20 lot and only 92,620 simoleons. And again, there's 2 apartments. There's 1 bed and 1 bath in each of the units that are on the 2nd floor. There goes that table lamp, that black table lamp you can see in the corner there, or right there, basically. It's a really neat looking lamp. I was just messing with the lighting, and I decided to keep the lighting more of a white, bright color. And then up here, I love this bedroom. It's the only bedroom in the apartment unit, but the bathroom is also really cool. I used a sleek bathroom kit in there. And it's, of course, black and white. We have to continue the color scheme. I was trying to figure out a use for that shelf, but I just couldn't. I thought maybe we'll use it in the like fully white apartment, but we don't end up using it there either. It would probably be more useful in like maybe like an inventory area for your retail shop or something. Like if you had like a area where you keep like supplies or even like baked goods or something, I think that would be a good use for it, but I couldn't really find a good use for it as far as like living space wise, and I already filled the furniture shop pretty much completely. So It is what it is, but I mean, I didn't expect to use every single item from the CC pack, but I would say probably 95% of the items. So we're also mixing a little bit of some of the other kits, like the Casanova Cave kit and what's the other one? The Don Lothario kit. Maybe that's the Don Lothario kit, but there's another one in there. That was one of the other CC creator kits. And then, yeah, we use a bunch of little kits for a lot of the more modern looking clutter. And now we're using Sleek Bathroom to design this beautiful and only bathroom on this particular apartment. I was trying to do something here with glass half walls, but then I just thought that looked weird. And I'm like, I'm just going to use the glass divider from Sleek Bathroom because that looks way better. It doesn't look as thick, if you know what I mean. Like the walls are just thick and I wanted a thin piece of glass. Plus it looked weird with the half wall trim. So we just got rid of that. And I did this little half wall bit with the Sleek Bathroom like wall shelf. And we put some clutter up there, but again, not a lot. And then we come in with white tile on the walls, and I believe I went with either black on the floor or white. I can't remember. I did make like a fake bench seat there. Oh yeah, I did do black on the floor. All white is in the other like all white apartment. It's kind of like it's not like completely all white. It's like all white and then like soft blue. So it's maybe a little bit more coastal in that one. But yeah, I love this retro wallpaper too. This wallpaper is so fun. And of course there were some flooring, like there's some wood floors in there. And I think there's like a stone one or something too, that you can use. And yeah, I was just doing the little balcony up here over the curved bit. And I just put a table and chairs, a base game table and chairs here, just as a place to kind of relax. And then of course the potted plant from the CC pack. This farmer's market stall is also CC. And your Sims can actually sell the produce from that. So I just fully stocked it with some debug items from Cottage Living and like the base game of some vegetables. And of course they can be sold. So that's really nice. And yeah, your Sims can tend it. And of course you could probably sell your own things. You can even sell chickens. So if you have Cottage Living and you want to sell chickens instead, you could totally do that. I was told. So very cool little stand there. Fixing the floor plan up here, trying to figure out how to make this work. So I decided to make the bedroom be off the front there with the 3 windows. And then we have a little tiny 2x1 hallway, which will lead you to that bedroom door, but also the only bathroom in this unit. And then the kitchen is basically like as soon as you come up the steps. I went for the soft blue base game. The yellow does not stay. That was just me kind of just painting the walls initially, but we're not keeping the yellow. It's going to go all white. And I believe we use the Modern Luxe wallpaper. I just loved how it looked. It made it feel more elegant, which is what I wanted for this one, because this is a bit more in the more like older style, and I wanted a bit more elegancy for this particular unit, especially since I knew I was going to do something like bright white and all white. And then, of course, we have the darker one. I did change the shade of the flooring in the black and white unit to be a more darker wood. And then we're doing some curtains here. And this becomes the living space. We're going to slide in a beautiful couch. Well, actually, a love seat. We're going to use these retro revival curvy chairs, which I think these ones are so cool too. I love the shape of those. And then we're using that floor lamp again, of course, and then the area rug. But I would use Tool to kind of size it to how I wanted it to be. And kept with that like soft blue theme. We did dark blue in the primary only because that was the only option, but that's the Modern Luxe bed and side tables and lamps, and then the dresser, and then the TV is also from the Retro Revival CC kit. So, and then I believe those are Modern Luxe curtains, which I just did that. But this bedroom is actually very clean. It's very white, obviously, but I love that potted plant as well. And then we used the mirror from the CC pack as well, which I wanted to use in one of the apartment units. I don't believe I used it in the black and white one. I think I used a business and hobbies mirror, perhaps. But in this one, I know I wanted to use the floor mirror because it was bigger and it just kind of made sense in this particular bedroom. And then we're doing the bathroom now, and this is the only bathroom in this particular unit. Again, it's only a 1 bed, 1 bath. We're doing a little custom wall piece here using that little half wall bit from Sleek Bathroom, but this one's going to be all white. There is no tub in this one. I did not squeeze a tub in it compared to the other one. which has a bathtub. So do a record player and just cluttering up some more things on the shelves here just to make it look nice and lived in, but still modern and clean. And now we're doing clutter shelves in the kitchen and just bringing in some clutter. I was just borrowing some clutter from the other unit just to reuse it because I just wanted the same items, but just in different colorways. So yeah, now we're doing the dining table, which I resized one of the overhead lights from the CC kit to create like a nice tinier light. And then we put outdoor trash cans. Since I couldn't fit trash cans, or at least wanted to detract from the look of the kitchens in each of the units, the trash cans are at the bottom of the steps. And they're the nice ones. They're like the big ones. There's no like tinier trash cans anywhere, which I think is nice. It keeps everything clean, and having them indoors also is like less of an eyesore when they're like on the sidewalk. And just in the stairwell here, I did put like some of the bikes that came with Business and Hobbies. And we do a little side table there, and I do put a potted plant there. And now we're getting rid of the items since I no longer need those. This little roof bit is not accessible. I had to leave the wallpaper painted there. Otherwise, it painted the exterior of the roof. It's just how the roof clipped this particular piece. Don't mind this tiling or this concrete. This was just the initial layout of little like flower bed areas. And I used a base game iron fence. And I had to trick the game here to create that one and box that one in. And then this one I had to do the same because when I made that like little flower bed area, it just took away the glass from the curved walls, as you probably have saw. But fixed that easily just by making the game think it's not a room. So that's how we do that. Doing some landscaping and trees. I matched the trees to basically what came with Business and Hobbies. And we do like this little bench area off to the side with a like kind of like an art sculpture thing. I get rid of these benches though. I went for the like white slabbed benches instead, and we do a solid glass half wall surrounding it, and it's kind of lifted up on a platform. The actual sculpture thing is anyway, but just something different and a bit more modern to go with the modern side of this particular build. I imagine there was at one point like another little house or business there maybe at the corner, but then it was demolished when they built the furniture shop and did the curved glass bit. Maybe like that was a bit more of the modern side. I don't know. You could play the story however you want. But yeah, we're just doing some landscaping around the front here. I did use tool to resize these shrubs to kind of make them look nice, made sure they weren't clipping. And then I was thinking about using these more modern square ones, but I didn't like the green shading on those. It just didn't really go with the rest of like the green items with the landscaping. So we just do some flowers and stuff. This tree is also a Business and Hobbies, but it has lights pre-lit on it, which do light up at night. And we're just using these base game flowers only because I was afraid with the curved walls, if I use like other flowers, they would have a hard time kind of clipping or something like that. So at least with those base game ones, you can kind of cover the area, but also use like the angled bits like you saw me do and kind of get closer to the curves without too much clipping or anything going on. So it does make sense. Though they look a little funny when you zoom out all the way. They kind of go flat, the flowers do. And then when you zoom in, they have a little bit more depth. But again, that's just the game and how it does things for performance. I can't control that. So we're doing some little lights out here by the little farmer's stall, but it doesn't continue around to the rest of the build, or at least connect to the other side. I just did like an L shape kind of thing, only because it was just too long. And if you size it down, then it just looks weird because they're not the same size as the other ones. So we just do it like that. I think it's pretty neat looking like that. I decided to put some of the pottery sculptures from Business and Hobbies in there that were in the debug catalog, just to kind of clutter up the shelves some more and put around the apartments and things just to make it feel really nice. There's like this little like flower candle like glowy thing. And then I forgot to decorate this little corner shelf, which came with the CC kit. So I used more of these ceramics from Business and Hobbies. But here is the finished retro furniture shop. Again, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery. My EID is just Simified. And the farmer's market stall is fully functional. Your Sims can tend it and sell their harvestables and everything like that. This is around the back side of the build where you get to the apartment units above. And then this is the floor plan. You can see the furniture shop. Pretty simple. There is no public restroom, just FYI, because it's just a furniture shop. I don't imagine Sims would spend an awful long time there, but you never know. But that's all they can really do other than like the harvestable bit. So yeah, I just opted not to include one, and mainly for space. There just really wasn't much space. I wanted more room for the furniture because furniture actually takes up quite a lot of space, especially if you want to put multiple color swatches like I did. So, you know, and I did put area rugs underneath the little love seats here. And then this is the retail checkout space, which is, I think, is really cool. And then this is looking from behind the counter out towards the overall furniture shop. And then we flip around to the first apartment. This is the entrance going up to the black and white apartment. And then this is the black and white apartment in all of its beautiful glory. I absolutely love this one. I would love to live in this one. I think when you flip around to the living room here, like having those curved glass wall bits and you basically see most of the town here is just really nice. Like that view is really pretty because the water sparkles and everything. And it's a really neat view. The curves do make it look a little silly sometimes, just how the light hits him, but overall, it's still nice, and I like the bedroom up here as well because it has a little balcony too. And the bathroom is also a plus. But the white unit is also, or the white and soft blue unit is also a nice one too. Not bad. I did manage to squeeze a tub in there. And then this is going up to the other apartment unit. This one's much more tinier, but again, it's in the smaller portion of the building, so it kind of makes sense. But I feel it's cozy, comfortable, and I think any sim would enjoy living here. It's really nice. I think I like the white and the soft blue together. Really good combination of colors there. So yeah, and then this is the bedroom. And then we go into the all white bathroom. And then I just zoom around outside real quick to show the art sculpture and the farmer harvestable stand. But yeah, that's all I had for this build. I do thank you very much for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon with another build.